warmed up for golf. So, anyways, gaslighting is where people lie and they do things just to fuck with you. Right? Like, say the second drawer is the drawer that has batteries and flashlights and I call it a utility drawer. Second drawer always has that stuff in it. Right? Like the second one down. It's got rubber bands, it's got thumbtacks, mouse traps, whatever you got in your utility drawer, right? Well, she'll go and switch the drawers around, and you go over there to the second drawer. Right? And you're like, what the heck? Where's the stuff? And she goes, well, it's always been in the third drawer. What's wrong with you? Are you losing your mind? Are you crazy or something? And they start fucking with you. That is gaslighting. It's designed to destroy your belief that you know what the fuck is going on. It's very serious and very, very common. Let's see if this helps at this point. Okay, we'll go with that. All right, so Max says, she started the gaslighting, which is a form of mental cruelty. It's psychological manipulation of the negative kind. Okay, he says, I left her, and as I was walking away, she attacked me, and she ended up in jail. So it sounds like Max is saying she physically attacked him. Physically. Right? Of course, she put the waterworks on in front of the judge and got away with it. Right? Boo-hoo-hoo, right? Forgive me and blah, blah, blah. It's a form of lying, but it allows them to act violently. Physically violently. Just as I was accused of being violent when I wasn't, while she was. Throwing shit around, swatting everything, cussing up a storm that would embarrass sailors, and then accusing me of cussing too much and being aggressive with my tone. It's just incredible the way women manipulate and lie to courts. And Max went through this. Max got through this. He says, she got away with it. And the gaslighting started again, saying she never attacked me. I mean, can you imagine, guys? If you beat the fuck out of somebody, you know you did it. Right? Because we play by rules. Men play by rules, and we go, yep, I did it. I got in trouble for it. I guess I'll go to jail or pay my fine or whatever. Right? But not women. Oh, fuck no. They'll lie about it. And then start saying, he says she was gaslighting him again. Making him feel like he was crazy and he's the one, right? And he says, and I now stay by myself and I am working through a divorce settlement. She uses money against me, probably his money. And as I walked away, she's in the house. I hope I can stay strong enough to get through this, and the videos from the Mgtow community are helping. Kind regards. So Max, I do these videos because I want to educate men and I want to encourage men. I don't need to read anymore. I encourage men. I want to encourage men to do what's right for themselves, right for their children. I started to become very upset with myself that I could not demonstrate to my sons how to be a man in the relationship, because at every turn, I discovered that my wife was being the man and being the boss. It was almost as if we were a gay couple, except she had a vagina. That's what it looked like. That's what they want to be. So when I say women want to be men, feminist women, that's what I mean. They want to be us. They want to have our role, even though they're incapable of it. Incapable. Totally incapable. Sorry about that. My neck is itching. Max, you are now in charge of your life. Right? You need to finish raising your sons, and the rest of your life is yours. And for all other Mgtow, whether you're married or not, or in a relationship, long-term or short-term or not, as long as you're the man, as long as you have the penis, right, and you get to make the call, it's your life. And if you're not making the calls and you're not in charge, then there's a problem there, and it's up to you to fix it. All we can do on here is support you. Educate men, share the stories in the comment section, share the support. I can't tell you how Max's email has motivated me and inspired me. to continue to do what I'm doing because it's the right thing to do. His story mirrors mine in a way that is amazing, and it's just a few paragraphs that he wrote. He didn't get into years and years of detail. If he was married for 12 years, he's got a lot of detail he could have shared. But he laid out the bullet points, and I'm like, geez, man, that is some powerful stuff. And he broke through it. And this is where men, we can understand that men will succeed. Men will survive. And even if you're married, you're not destroyed. Marriage is not the end of men. It's only the end if the man gives up. If the man allows himself to continue to be destroyed. If he lies to himself and says, it's okay if she does everything and she's the boss and I'm her bitch, right? But there is a fight. It is an uphill fight, clawing your way out of the situation where you try and give in to them, where you try and satisfy their every want, whether it's physical, whether it has to do with your time, whether it has to do with money. It's all about control, and they cannot give that up. They will not give that up. And men, there needs to be not only a Mgtow support system, there needs to be male therapists, right? Men who are therapists, who understand because they've been there. And I know the therapists that I know have been. Literally. Can you imagine a professional fucking psychologist? That's right, a professional fucking psychologist that's been divorced. He is the master of the way the mind works. Of men's needs and women's needs. He's educated in that. And even they get divorces. That is how bad feminists have gotten. So when I talk to therapists, I talk to them like a man. I don't defer to them as gods or superior to me. I just know they understand the system and the way the mind works better. A very good friend of mine who's a psychologist, whenever I have lunch, he lets me know that my opinion matters and that the way I think is valuable psychologically. All of us can be that way. As soon as we let go of the concept that we're just not good enough and smart enough and that women know everything and that they understand relationships better than men, right? That they're always right. That is the corruptive power of being manipulated. It destroys us and convinces us that we as men don't know and that women really do. All the while, divorce is 80%. And the men that are still married aren't necessarily happy. They just aren't getting away from these feminists, these horrifying women that are cruel and destructive, manipulative and controlling. So Max, again, I want to thank you for 1, contacting me, 2, giving me permission to read your story. And I know that there's thousands of men out there, hundreds of thousands. In the United States of America, there are millions of men married to feminists. Die hard, wolves in sheep's clothing, pretending to be women but are not. And those men don't realize it. They don't know it. Not yet. And a lot of times men will say, whew, they'll go through a divorce. Got rid of that one. Sheesh, now I can go get me a good one. Right? And the rest of us are going, no, right? The Mgtow guys, don't do it, run. Stop. Because you don't know what's waiting for you again. It's the same trap that they fall into. It's the vaginal honey trap. And they start nice and then the game starts again. Guys that have been divorced 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, and they don't get it. Right? Mgtow, this is where I say the buck stops. We can say, don't do it again. You don't have to do it again. Why would you do it again? Oh, but I love her. Of course you love her. But she, more than likely, according to statistics and psychological analysis, cannot, does not, will not ever love you back. Because they are broken mentally and they're broken spiritually. That is the problem with feminist women, and that is why they'll never be happy with men, and they'll always want to control us, because they cannot be happy with themselves. That, my brothers, is the end of this video. Please give it a thumbs up. Give all Mgtow videos a thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel, this Mgtow channel, because it's mine. I say subscribe to mine. It's up to you whether you do or not. Subscribe to others if you find their presentation, good scotch, presentation style appropriate to your personality. Some people like it quieter, some want it louder, right? Some want more humor, more crassness, more anger. All I can do is be me. And I appreciate the fact that so many of you guys have subscribed and do watch every single day. You know, I'm just doing what I do, what I feel compelled to do. So thank you for subscribing and giving me a thumbs up. And please, and I'm going to say this from the bottom of my heart, man to man, send this video, especially this one out of mine, and any of the others that you feel inclined to, send it to men you know. Whether they're married or divorced, right? Whether they're single or they're just now getting engaged or getting serious with a girl, men need to be coached. They need to understand the threats that don't come because women are women, but because women are no longer women. They are not. They are dangerous, dangerous, corrupted creatures when they are feminists. And there are tests to find out if they're feminists. A lot of times they'll reveal it themselves. But the sneakiest one will spend years with you, trying to be good, encouraging you to be a man, and then they slowly start taking your life away. Most women these days, they don't wait 4 weeks before they do it. And the weaker you are, the quicker they're going to jump on you, or the weaker their presumption of you is. So you can sit back and watch if you want. Feel them out. Let them test you and shit test you. And they'll show you how they're feminists and how they're going to destroy you unless you give them everything. And here's the catch-22, guys. Even if you're willing to give them everything and give in on everything, they're still not going to be happy with you. In fact, they'll lose respect for you. And that's when they start cheating on you. And that's when they start planning to leave you. Because that's what they do. Right? You're walking down a trail, fucking snake bites you in the ankle. You're like, hey, I didn't even step on the fucking thing. Right? What's going on? Well, you got too close to it, and that's what snakes do. Feminists, you get too close to them, they're gonna attack you, because that's what feminists do. You could go down that trail every day and feed a mouse to that snake. The snake is going to recognize you, it's going to look for the mouse, but at some point it's going to strike you anyways, because that's what snakes do. Eventually you will pay, because that is what snakes do. I think I drove that fucking nail into the board, huh? Gentlemen, I bid you adieu, shalom, good night, farewell, semper fi, I have the penis, Mgtow is freedom, rock on.